Hi everyone, I'm Cody, W3AMG with Bridgecom Systems. Thank you all for attending today's live stream. Today, we're going to be covering a topic we get asked all the time. How do I use two radios with my SkyBridge? So this is a common question if like you're in the house, you have a friend, a brother, someone else, a wife who wants to also use your SkyBridge, or if you personally have two radios. I know for me, a radio person, I have all kinds of radios, and I like to be able to use multiple radios with that same SkyBridge. So we're going to go over how it works, some of the different options we have when we're doing this, and get you set up so you can do it too. So awesome. Before that, we'll do a couple quick announcements and then some shout outs. So just want to let you guys know we're having two giveaways on this stream today. That's right, too. So for standard viewers, click the link down below and enter our giveaway. We're giving away 1 year subscription to Bridgecom Plus, as well as a Ultra Code Plug. So you're getting multiple $100s of value there. Great opportunity for you. And then for Bridgecom Plus members, we're also giving away, if you win that giveaway, exclusive giveaway for only Bridgecom Plus members, we're giving away an AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus. So make sure you sign up for that too. If you haven't subscribed to Bridgecom Plus, you'll get access to all kinds of exclusive deals in the ham radio community, as well as these exclusive giveaways. So awesome, let's get started. Who do we have in the house today? Let's see, Jeff, KD9RYT. Good morning, Jeff. Let's see, David. Good morning, KD8DLT. Let's see, Ben, KO4LFZ. William, KC9TPR. Ron, KF5OMH. Good morning, Ron. Aaron, KD6LLW. Jeff, KB7VPL. Greg, KC3SE. Oops, it moved on the screen there. See if I can find you. Yep. See, James, N8JVC. Scott, W5SCT. Drew, W3ZW. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Great, so we got a lot of people on the stream here today. Going to be a great show for you guys. Hopefully you'll be able to learn something. If you know anyone in ham radio who wants to learn more about it, who needs some help, or they're just getting into it, not sure if it's what they want to do, send them this way. We'd love to help them, show people what it's all about. That's what it's like here in the Bridgecom community. So let's get into it. I've got two radios. We'll turn them on here. I've completely reset them, so we should be set at this point. They're both stock factory radios, got the latest firmware on them, and we're going to set both of these up to work with the SkyBridge. So first thing we want to do is I've got my programming cable. We're going to plug this in the computer and in the radio, just like this. And today I'm going to be using the Ultra Code Plug. So let's get this all hooked up here. So we've got the radio plugged in, and make sure it's turned on as well. And now at this point, we can jump into the computer and open up the CPS. So here we go. I have the programming software installed. We're going to open that up real quick. Now, if you don't have the Ultra Code Plug, what you can do is create your own code plug, or maybe if you have a friend who has one, you could use that. Lots of options there. Now, the Ultra Code Plug is going to have over 800 different talk groups. So it will save you hours and hours and probably weeks. It took us weeks to make this code plug. In fact, I think it was even months of compiling everything and formatting it and organizing it to be a super user-friendly code plug that anyone can get in and use and talk to people around the world from specific locations. So it'll save you a lot of time. It's well worth it. It's what I personally go with. It's just not worth my time to go and build all that out. But if that's what you want to do, that option's there for you too. But today we're going to use the Ultra Code Plug. So we're going to open it here. So I've got the CPS open. We're just going to click open. Oops. Let's see. Retry that. Not sure what happened there. I pressed a button. So click open, and I'm not going to bother saving that. There we go. Ultra code plug. And so I'm going to find the one for my radio. So I have an 8782, the UV2. This looks like it. We'll open that. And once that code plug opens up, there's not too much we need to do, but we do want to make sure to add our DMR ID. Now, excuse me, when you're talking to your hotspot, your SkyBridge, whatever ID is in your radio is actually what's going to get broadcast out on the network. So if you do have your SkyBridge set up, and maybe yourself, a family member, or a friend are all talking on that same SkyBridge in your household, then you definitely want to make sure your correct DMR IDs are in your radio. So when they're talking, it shows their DMR ID. So we'll show you how that works here in a minute. Awesome, so we have the code plug there. Now we just want to make a few little changes. So I'm going to open up the optional settings. I always like to go into power on and just change the name and call sign. This is not essential, this is purely an aesthetic thing. This section of it. There we go, awesome. And then down here is the important part. If you click on the digital tab, then go to radio ID list and double click on this. This is where you want to put your radio ID. So I'm going to enter mine in here, 3152688, and then just put your first name and your call sign. So that ID is crucial, having that in there. That's going to show up. Obviously, it's going to make it work first off, and then it's also going to allow you to use it functionally with multiple people using your SkyBridge. There we go. So we've got that done. Now at this point, we're pretty much set. If we want to, we can add a custom image to the radio. So we'll do that real quick. I always like to have a nicer background image. So just go to Tool, up here, go to Tool, and then Standby BK Picture. We can put it in 1, and then Open Image. Now your software, the CPS, actually came with some images. So you can use an image out of that, or you can even create your own. So we're going to open up one of these here. There we go. Just like that. And then just click write, and that will write that to the radio. As soon as that's done and the radio reboots, we can write the rest of the code plug to the radio, and we'll be all set. There we go. So just wait for this to boot back up. There we go, we're back on. So now just click write to radio. Okay. And the other data. Now at this point, we could import the digital contact list onto the radio. If you're doing this, you probably want to do that. That's what you want to do. Now in this case, just for today, we're not going to worry about that. We'll save some time. We're not going to export that to the radio, but that is what I would recommend. That's going to allow you to actually see everyone's call sign when you're talking to them. So if I make a contact, it's going to actually show up on the screen who I'm talking to, and that's really neat. So definitely do that for yourself. But for today, we're going to skip over that. So we'll leave that unchecked and click OK. And there we go. It's right into the radio. And here in a second, we should be ready to rock and roll. There we go. Ready to complete. We'll unplug that here. Awesome. So at this point, we need to set up our other radio. But before we do that, I'll show you how the SkyBridge is going to be configured real quick. There we go. We can see we have our custom background image. Everything's looking good on this radio. It's ready to roll. So at this point, let's set up the SkyBridge. So what we're going to do is, if we take a look here on the screen, there's an IP address. That's one of the cool things about the SkyBridge. It actually allows you to view the IP address from the SkyBridge itself. So we're going to look at that IP address and then type that into our computer in the web browser. Let's pull that up here. There's a lot of hotspots, they don't have that functionality. You can't see the IP address, and that changes depending on where you are, what network it's connected to, or even by the day. So you want to be able to see that so you can easily log into it. So we'll log in here. So in this case, 192.168.1.177. There we go. Now, because this one's hardwired in right here, typically stays the same. But like if I was to move this around, it would change. There we go. So go ahead and click on configuration. And then the username is going to be pi-star, and the password is raspberry. And any of this information is actually in the show notes. So if you have questions, like the username and password, that's going to be down below. That way, if you get stuck on something, you can find out what the process is and follow along. Obviously, we're going to have a little bit more detail in the video. There we go. Awesome. So we are inside of the SkyBridge. Now, I already have this configured. Like in today's video, we're figuring you already have got your radio working. That's fine. So today we're just showing you how to use it with two radios. So let's scroll down here. This is going to be the important part. So the DMR ID, if that matches your ID in the radio, everything's going to work fine. So let's say like today I'm going to program both of these up with my same DMR ID. So if it's just yourself using your radios, you're going to have the same ID in each radio, most likely. If you don't, then we'll use the second option. But in general, if you're talking on the same ID, then you can have the SkyBridge set up just like you would normally. And you can actually use two different radios. Now, you're not going to be able to talk to them simultaneously with any of the options out there. It's just not going to work that way. But you can use one after the other without a problem. Now, let's say you're in a different boat and you and a family member want to also, talk on that same SkyBridge at different times. Now, in that case, if you have different DMR IDs, what you're going to want to do is scroll down here to the, let's see, where it says node type. So right now we have this set to private. You want to actually change that to public and then click apply changes. Now what that does for you is that now opens it up. So instead of having to match the ID that's in the SkyBridge, it will work with any radio ID. So as long as they have their radio programmed correctly, their DMR ID is going to transmit through the SkyBridge and ultimately to whoever you're making a contact with. So just click apply changes and then we are good to go there. In this case, we're going to use the same thing, so I'm going to leave it set to private. Awesome, so we're set there. And now at this point, we've got this radio done. Let's program this radio real quick. It should be simple since we have pretty much everything set up already. So we'll just plug this in and we'll write that image to it. And this is a great time for some questions. So if you have questions, start posting them. We'd love to answer your questions. Okay, there we go. We have the image. Now we just need to write to the radio. Wait for it to power up here. And if you guys have questions about any of this, feel free to give us a phone call. That number is 816-532-8451. Again, that's 816-532-8451, and we would love to help you. We're working every day to improve that service so you can get in contact with someone even faster and even more easily. We just made some changes, so it should be easier for you now. Let us know how it is. We're always wanting to help you folks. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to call or let us help you. We're here for you. Awesome, there we go. The COM port showed back up. So now we can just hit write to radio and OK, and the other data. This one, I'm just going to go ahead and do the digital contact list. There we go. Awesome, so we're set. Let's try it out with this radio. Got it set up on the Parrot here. We'll see if it works. Now our SkyBridge, oh, almost forgot. So our SkyBridge, it looks like we're on 446525. So you always want to make sure the frequency that your SkyBridge is on matches the radio. Now, if you buy an Ultra Code plug and a SkyBridge, they're automatically going to match. We actually take care of that for you. But I have just been playing around with this the other day, and it's on a different frequency. So we want to make sure that matches real quick. And the way we do that is exactly the same as you change the node type. So we'll just log back into it here. There we go. And go to configuration. We'll sign in, and we can very easily just change that frequency. Should be able to. There we go. Just like that, 446550, and click Apply Changes. There we go. So it's working there. There we go. Wait for that to boot back up, and we'll give it a shot. Looks like we're online, ready to go. Let's try it. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG trying out my newly programmed radio. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG trying out my newly programmed radio. There we go. How cool is that? So we have one radio working. Let's wait for this to finish programming here. We'll do some questions in the meantime, but we'll get this programmed here and test it out with the second radio. And I'll show you how that works, that you can use. You can't talk simultaneously, so this is not going to be a repeater. If you want to have you know, a lot of people using that one device, you probably want to start looking into a repeater. But if you have a household, and maybe yourself and your wife or your brother, you know, whoever's living there with you, or even if you have friends come over, ham radio buddies, and you all want to jump on that hotspot, you know, at different times, it's great for that. It's perfect for that. Or for us, you know, technical, nerdy people who have lots of radios, it's awesome for that too. That way you can set up all your radios to work with it, and whatever one you're using at that time, it just automatically works. Let's take some questions real quick.
Sam asks, how often is the Ultra Code plug updated?
That's a great question, Sam. The Ultra Code plug is the actual download file is not currently on like an update schedule. So everything in there is pretty much set. Those talk groups don't really change. It's going to have all that information, the 800 talk groups from different countries and different states. Like obviously the states aren't going to change what those talk groups are. Now in terms of the digital contact list, the Ultra Code plug is kept up to date on a regular basis with the new digital contact list. I don't have the exact frequency, but give us a call and we'll get that information for you. But we do keep that up to date, so if you buy one, you're not getting a super outdated contact list. We'll continue to update that. Obviously, once you have it, you're going to be better off just downloading the contact list than redoing your whole code plug. So it's absolutely kept up to date, and once you have it, you should be set.
Glenn asks, I have a SkyBridge that lost power, and now when I try to boot up my SkyBridge, all it says is initializing. Is there a way to fix this?
Oh no. Yeah, that's a good question. So it lost power and it's initializing. Could be, there's a variety of things that could be. I probably couldn't troubleshoot that with you here right over the live stream. But here's what you can do. Give us a call, 816-532-8451, or you could also submit a support ticket on our website. Just click support and create ticket, whatever method's better for you, and talk to one of our technicians, and they will work with you to get that resolved. And if there's any issues, then we'll get that fixed for you. So we'll get that working for you. Just get in contact with us and we'll help. Unfortunately, I need a little bit too much information to just do it here live.
Steve asks, my SkyBridge goes from listening to idle after 5 seconds. Is this normal when idle is still listening?
I guess yeah, I appreciate your question. Thank you for being here. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking there. The SkyBridge is going to be listening if there's someone talking, and will be idle if there's someone not talking. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Phil asks, Hetera has a Brandmeister talk group. Why don't we have an AnyTone talk group? Can we get one going?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's a lot of talk groups out there for different things. I don't know if they're actually issuing talk groups anymore. They might be. I'm not super up to date with the workings of how you get a talk group. I believe there's a way to apply and get a talk group, but you know, if you have a way to get one, that would be awesome. I'd love to have an AnyTone talk group. Heck, it would be cool if we had a BridgeCom talk group, but we'll have to do some more research on that. So thank you for the question.
Larry asks, why does the SkyBridge cost so much?
Hey, you know, that's a great question, Larry. We get asked that all the time. So the SkyBridge, you know, it does cost quite a bit. It's a lot of money, but it's well worth it. And here's why. The SkyBridge is not just going to get you a hotspot. You can go find a hotspot anywhere for, you know, pretty inexpensive. That's fine. Now, what the SkyBridge gets you is a whole solution. So you're going to get the hotspot. You get a nice big screen that's going to make it easy to use, so you can easily log into it with the IP address. With the SkyBridge, you're getting a video course worth $97 alone, with videos that walk you through step by step how to use everything on the SkyBridge. You know, no one else does that. And then, not to mention, with the SkyBridge, just like we had a gentleman here a couple minutes ago ask a question like, hey, it's not working. We'll help you with it. You can call in, get a live person within minutes of your call, and actually get help with your product, live support here in the US. We'll support you with it. You're going to get a whole lot more with your SkyBridge than just any old hotspot. And not to mention, it's real high quality and it will last. So that's why, for me, it makes so much more sense to pay a little bit more for a SkyBridge than some other hotspot on the market. So hopefully that answers your question, and thank you for being here.
James asks, is it possible to have the SkyBridge operate on both 2M and 440?
Great question. Absolutely. You can operate on 2 meter or 70 centimeter, you know, VHF, UHF, not at the same time. You'll have to set your frequency. You can only use one frequency at a time, but just in there where I entered my UHF frequency, just put a VHF one in there. It'll work no problem.
Daryl asks, how do you add the code plug without losing your local club and MCOM addresses?
Yeah, great question. So I think what you're asking me is how you add the code plug without losing your standard repeaters you already have programmed in. So we actually have a video in the university that'll show you how to do that. So basically you will export your current code plug into a list format, export the supercode plug, combine the two, and then re-import it. It's pretty simple, but definitely worthwhile watching the video because there's a few technicalities involved, and we can certainly help you with that, but you can do it.
N4CDJ asks, I need a SkyBridge. I have several Pi-Star PIO. Wonder what the differences are.
Yeah, absolutely. So like we just touched on, the SkyBridge is not just going to get you a DMR hotspot. It's going to get you a hotspot that comes with service. It comes with people. It comes with a whole course full of videos, the university. And the SkyBridge is packed full of features too. This doesn't just do DMR. This will do DMR, D-Star, System Fusion. It'll even cross mode between different modes. I think you can even do P25 on this. You can, I believe. We don't actually have a P25 radio here in the shop, so we have not done a lot of testing, but some of the guys have tested it, and you can. So it can do so much, and you're limitless. There's no limit with what you can do with the SkyBridge. And the cool part is you have all the support to back you up. So when you do run into a problem, which you know, obviously no one wants to, but we all do at some point in time, you can call up and get help and be back on the air immediately. And that's what we're here for. Make sure you are on the air talking to people around the world. So awesome. Let's try this out real quick. I have the second radio programmed, and we'll give it a shot. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG.
Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG.
There we go. So we have this radio working, and now if I talk on this radio, testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG.
Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG.
So it's working over here too. And just keep in mind, these have the same ID, but if you have two different people with different IDs, like your wife or your buddies, if they come over and they have ham radio licenses, then just change that node type to public, and the same thing we have going on right here is going to work with you guys as well. So awesome. We have any more questions?
Timmy asks, can I have 91 on one and 93 on another radio?
Absolutely, you can have different talkers programmed on different radios. Now, if you are using the same SkyBridge, you will have to disconnect. So hit that talk group disconnect for talk group 4000 before you can talk on a different talk group. So just keep that in mind. If you're using, you know, really it's good. It's going to be better to use at different times. Two people trying to talk on it at the same time, that's not going to work so well. But you can use two different radios with it, not simultaneously though, if that makes sense. Hey, I actually see a question popped up here. It's a great question. They said they have a 2-story house. Sean asked a question and wants to know what the range is of the SkyBridge. So that's an awesome question. We get asked that all the time. The SkyBridge, it's not, you know, it's not going to be powerful like a radio, but it is pretty powerful for a little SkyBridge and Hotspot, and you'll have no trouble with a 2-story house. I've tried it in a pretty large 2-story house with a walkout basement. And I've also, you know, tried it in small areas. We've tried it in the office here. You can walk in like all the way over the other side. It works fine. We've even set it up here in this room, which has concrete in it, and walked up the street a few blocks without any problem. So you're going to be just fine in a 2-story house.
Carolyn asks, Bridgecom Systems, what Pi model does the SkyBridge use?
Great question. I think your question was what Pi, like what Pi star board, what Pi board it uses. I believe and I'm not the tech guy here for what they use. I believe it uses a Pi 3B, but I believe some models may be using a Pi 4. I think at this point it kind of depends on what you can get your hands on. I know there's been some cost increases with all the shortage of parts. It's actually really hard to get those right now. So some of them may actually have the newer board in it just because that's what's available.
Richard asks, are all pre-programmed radios set to private?
Great question. So the SkyBridge, I believe, out of the factory is going to be set to private, but if you want to change that over to public, it's super simple.
Turbo Diesel Operator asks, what is the controller mode duplex repeater used for on a SkyBridge?
Hey, that's a great question. I am unsure about that feature. But definitely, if you want some more information on that, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and one of our techs, I'm sure, could help you with that. Never used that myself personally.
David asks, would this system work here in Canada, even if we don't have much DMR in the region?
That's a really good question. I'm glad you brought that up. It will, absolutely. In fact, the Ultra Code Plug has like all the Canadian provenances in the code plug already. So you're definitely going to be able to connect with people in Canada. Now, there may not be as much DMR up there, but there is quite a bit. But the cool part with the SkyBridge is now you're going to be able to talk to people all over the world. So you're not just limited to your local region. It's kind of like if I was talking here in my hometown, I'm going to be limited to the people in my town with just a local repeater. But when I get on DMR with the SkyBridge, I can talk to people all over the country, and then with the Ultra Code plug, I can talk to people all over the world. So I could talk to you in Canada. So absolutely, you can use it. You don't just have to be limited by your home region.
N4CDJ asks, is there a plan to allow future AnyTone radios the ability to store contact list on a micro SD card? As the number of users grow, the internal memory does not.
Yeah, that's a good question. So the new radios actually have a much larger contact list, a 500,000 digital contact list capacity. So you're going to be set for a while with one of these 878 UV2 pluses. But that's a good idea. I like it. Have some kind of SD card slot. Absolutely. That's awesome. Keep them coming. I see another question here I wanted to touch on real quick. Someone asks about a battery pack, if you can use the SkyBridge with a battery pack to go on the go. Because that's one of the cool things with it. You can even connect it up to a cell phone to use anywhere. So you're not just limited to your home area with internet. You can connect it wirelessly and go anywhere with it. And it actually comes with a battery. So you don't even have to go out and buy one. You certainly could if you want a different one, but it will come with a battery. It'll last for hours off that battery charge. It's basically just USB powered. So it comes with a car charger, a battery pack, and a wall adapter. So you can use it pretty much anywhere right out of the box.
Greg asks, will AnyTone handhelds eventually have built-in hotspots into them?
Hey, that's a good question. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that. That's sweet. I like the idea. We'll see.
Jordan asks, does the SkyBridge allow you to send SMS to phones?
Absolutely. So you can send SMS messages with the radio and the SkyBridge combination. I believe we did a stream on this a while back with Ron, KC0QVT. I think there may have been some technical difficulties in that stream. It seems to be the way that things go when it's live, but we did have some success with it. We ended up making a text message, and we've done it here in the shop a little bit. You can certainly do it. There's a little bit involved with setting it up, but once you've set it up, you're good to go.
Greg asks, can you use an external antenna?
That's a great question. You absolutely can. In fact, we have this little adapter here. So this will take a standard antenna for your mobile radio, a UHF connector, and I have an antenna right here, so I could connect these up together, just like this, and then connect that to the radio, and now I'm set up with an external antenna. So it's really that simple. You can absolutely do that. We have a couple options. You could use it with one of our mobile radio antennas, or we actually have one that's made for this radio, the BCA-300. And it's a small mag mount antenna, real lightweight and easy to use, that comes with the radio's connector on it. I have one of them myself. It's awesome because it's pretty small. You know, if you have a garage, generally, depending on the garage height, you can probably fit in, depending on the height of your car, and it never flies off. That thing is awesome.
Carolyn asks, Bridgecom Systems, how far away can the hotspot be from the Wi-Fi and still work?
That's a good question. So the Wi-Fi range on the hotspot is obviously going to depend on a lot of factors, but it's going to be similar to whatever your other devices can use. So like your laptop or your cell phone, it's going to be a similar distance to that. So wherever you can reach your Wi-Fi, it's probably where your SkyBridge is going to be able to reach your Wi-Fi.
Sam asks, is it best practice to leave the SkyBridge powered up 24/7 or turn it off when it's not in use?
It really doesn't matter. That's totally up to you. We don't tend to see any problems with them simply by running them. So that's just a personal preference thing.
All right, looks like we have winners for our giveaways here.
Awesome. So we have some winners for today's giveaway. We're about to see who they are, but before we do that, I just want to let you guys know, if you want to sign up for BridgeCom Plus, so you can get access to these exclusive giveaways, special offers, and a whole community full of BridgeCom Plus like-minded members who are interested in the ham radio community, experts, be sure to sign up for that. In fact, we even have some offers going on, so if you sign up, we'll give you some free stuff. So definitely check that out. And if you have questions, call us, 816-532-8451. We're here to help you. That's why we do these streams every week. We want you to be successful in radio. Let's see who won.
Okay. For our standard live stream giveaway for non-BC Plus members, our winner is going to be Dale Williams, WA8EFK.
Dale Williams, awesome. Are you in the house? Let's see, do we have Dale here?
Dale, if you're in the house, go ahead and send a message in the chat so we know you're here.
Awesome. Getting me nervous. We might have to draw another winner. Yeah, remember folks, you do have to be present to win. So if you enter the giveaway and then go off somewhere, you'll never win. Let's see. Is Dale in the chat? We'll give him one more minute here. One more minute. If Dale doesn't show up, we're drawing another winner. This could be a second time. We've only had to do this once ever before in the live stream. We'll find out.
In the meantime, we'll go ahead and draw the BridgeCom Plus winner. And this winner is going to be getting an 878 UV2 Plus and the class that comes with it. So the winner is going to be Dan Cross, WD8SCL. If you're here, send a message.
Okay, Dan Cross, are you in the house? Let's find out. Okay, 5 more seconds for Dale. Okay, Dale is out. There's no sign of Dale, so we're going to pick a new winner for the standard giveaway. Let's see,
Okay, we had to redraw. So our new winner is going to be Pete Shoot, N6PS.
N6PS. Pete, I believe is the name. Are you in the house? Okay, just waiting on some more information here. Let's see who's in the house. Okay, awesome. And who is the giveaway winner for the Bridgecom Plus giveaway? Let's see if he's here.
Bridgecom Plus? That was Dan Cross, WD8SCL.
Perfect. Dan is in the house. So we have a winner for the Bridgecom Plus giveaway. They have just won themselves. Congratulations, Dan. You have won yourself a brand new AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus radio. So we'll get this shipped out to you. Now this radio is also going to come with Bridgecom University. So this is a course tailored for you to basically take you from taking the radio out of the box, setting it up, becoming an expert on DMR, and finally talking to people around the world. It's going to show you how to do that. We're throwing that in for free, and you're going to get access to our Bridgecom support just like you had gone out and bought that radio yourself. So congratulations to you. We're happy to do that for you. Let's find out who's in the house, who's won the standard giveaway for 1 year of Bridgecom Plus, as well as an Ultra Code plug.
Pete Shute is in the house.
Perfect. Congratulations, Pete. You have just won yourself a 1 year subscription to Bridgecom Plus. You're going to get access to exclusive giveaways, have the opportunity to win one of these radios or a different cool prize every week on our Bridgecom live streams. You're going to have an exclusive Discord chat where you can chat with like-minded ham radio operators and a whole bunch more included with Bridgecom Plus. And you'll get that Ultra Code plug with over 800 talk groups. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you all very much for attending. Wouldn't be possible without you. That's what the ham radio community is all about. So that's all I have for today. If you know anyone who's interested in radio, send them this way. 11 a.m. Central Time every single week, we do one of these live streams. That's all I have. I'm Cody, W3AMG 73.